you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all time. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program.
My brother, for connecting. I thank you. Anybody that is joining us on this very platform today, if you are joining from Biafra land, you are joining from Asia, you are joining from Europe, you are joining from America, from Australia, whichever part of the world you are joining us from, I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every one of you. Today is another Sunday, a day we come here to worship as Biafrans. After worshiping in our various churches as Christians, I am a Christian myself, but I am first of all a Biafra before I become a Christian. I'm first of all a Biafran before I become a Christian. So I don't deny my being a Biafra. That is why each Sunday after going to church to worship, I still come here to worship as a Biafran. That is what we do. And I appreciate everybody that is watching across the world, any place you are watching from on the planet Earth. If you are watching from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, whichever part of the world, I appreciate you and I welcome you. And please kindly share the broadcast. Share the broadcast on every WhatsApp group where you belong. Share the broadcast in all your platforms. Share the broadcast to all your family and friends. Share the broadcast to anybody that's around you. Every group you belong, share it. Even to our enemies, share it so that they can be able to know our own version of the story and know where we stand. We are continuing on creating awareness and encouraging our fellow Biafrans on the situation at hand. If you listen closely and carefully to the music I played, is asking God, are you silent? That music that I played, they are just asking and praying and saying, God, are you silent? Why are you silent at the lamenting of thy children? People are dying, people are suffering, people are running helter-skelter, people are losing their lives. That is God silent. Why is God silent? But I tell you, Chukwu Okike Abiama is not silent. He's not silent. He is watching. Chukwu Okike Abiama is watching very, very closely. He's not silent. And he's going to listen to every one of us, and he's going to answer our prayers. I bet you he's going to answer our prayers. That is why anything you are doing today, you must stand strong and stand firm where you are. That is one of the reasons why I come online on daily basis to encourage my fellow brothers and sisters who are Biafrans, any place they are in planet Earth, to remember the situation that we are in. We are in a very difficult situation. We are in a very tight corner, in a time when so many things are going to be happening, a time when so many secrets are going to be relieved, a time when so many attacks is going to be happening on different places. And in this particular point of time that we are in, everybody, every one of us must be careful, pay attention to the time that we're in. Do not allow anybody to distract you or deceive you. That is why we come online on all the platforms. And if you are watching us for the very first time, this platform is an auto-piloted platform. Autopiloted by Chukwu Okike Abiama himself, under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Epa and on the leadership of Master Nnamdi Kanu. That is where I stand. That is where we stand. We do not follow any other direction except that direction that Chukwu Okike Abiama have given us to follow. Through Master Nnamdi Kanu, which Master Simon Epa today is piloting. That is where we stand. And today, I want to speak on a very certain topic, a topic that we're going to discuss about and talk about. When we talk about democratic rights, when we talk about democratic right it is not only you going to vote. Not voting for election is also a democratic right. Biafrans have to know that. They begin to push that propaganda. They will tell you it is our democratic right to vote, it is our democratic right to vote, that we are interrupting the democratic right of people. That is not true. The Biafran people have chosen their own democratic right, which is not participating in the election that is happening in Nigeria. It is also a right. That is also a democratic right. A very legitimate democratic way of expressing your view that you do not want to be part of the fraud anymore. You do not want to be part of the Zoological Republic anymore. It is not by fighting. It is not by raising hand. That is why we are calling our sit at home. Sit at home that we'll be calling on is also a democratic right of every human being. A legitimate democratic right. It is not targeted as destroying anybody or destroying life or it is about ourselves, our own rights. And I can tell you, you can never expect to have 100%. But as far as in Biafra land, we have up to 90% people today who are ready to demonstrate that their democratic rights of not participating in election. You can't force them. You can't force them. But as we know, today the Zoological Republic are using their media power. They are using all their media machine. They are using all the media to push propaganda against the IPOB, against the Biafra, against the autopiloted IPOB, against Mazi Simon Ekpa, saying that Mazi Simon Ekpa is denying people their democratic right. Mazi Simon Ekpa is not denying anybody his or her democratic right. Instead, he is cementing the democratic right of the Biafran people. Remember, Mazi Simon Ekpa is the spokesperson of Biafra. He is speaking for the Biafran people. He is speaking our mind. He's hearing our own opinion, speaking our voice for the world to hear. If you hear people telling you that he is stopping people from the he is not stopping anybody from their democratic right. He's only trying to implement the democratic right of the Biafran people. And democratic right is not only limited in participation in election. It is also included in non-participation in election. Is also a democratic right. And he has chosen that right. The Biafran people have chosen that right. Then why do you now have to deny the Biafran people their own right of not participating? This is something we have to sound and make the people know and make the whole world know clearly the exact situation and what is going on in that contraption called Nigeria. So many lies are going. The propaganda machine, they have unleashed all their propaganda machine against us. Even international media are joining in that propaganda, saying that we are stopping people from exercising their democratic right. Not participating in election is also a democratic right, and we are not forcing anybody. This is the decision of the Biafran people, which our spokesperson is making known to the whole world. How dare you come and say that he is stopping people? He's not stopping anybody. It is their right. They are exercising their own right. And that right is something everybody has the right to exercise at any point in time, depending on how you want it. It's either you are in or you out. So for you to begin to carry out that your propaganda, saying that he is trying to distract people or stop him from participating, that is not true. I want everybody to get that correct. That is why I'm. Yeah, welcome, my brother. Yeah, welcome, my brother. Can you hear me? Are you there? Can you hear me? I cannot hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, you sit up and speak to Biafrans. Let's hear your opinion on the topic we are discussing.
You are making a great awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us your own contribution on this very topic we are discussing about participation and non-participation. That the not participation in the election is also a democratic right of the Biafran people,
Yes.
and Biafran people have chosen that very right. So what do you think about that democratic right of the people? What do you have to say? Or if you have any other message you want to deliver to Biafran people, any message you want to deliver, you can just say, let's hear your own point of view.
That's it at home is our choice. To be alone. It's not to be alone.
Okay. So, coming to what we are saying, it is very clear to all Biafrans all over the world, any place you are watching from, don't allow anybody to begin to preach a different message for you. Whatever you are saying today, nobody is doing anything we are doing out of wickedness or doing it out of trying to showcase his muscle or her muscle or her spirit. We are doing it for the interest, collective interest of everybody. It is not a selfish interest. For collective interest. Today you see them telling lies. The people that are telling lies, telling you that the autopilot is not doing anything. Master Simon Ekpa is not doing anything. Today, Master Simon Ekpa, who they said is a government agent, today, he was able to pull the Finland journalists to come down to Nigeria. The Finland journalists came to Biafra land and begin to interview people to know what is happening on the ground. That is the difference between the white and not. They don't just take what you see, what you say. They come on the ground to verify. A Finland journalist came to Biafra land to verify if all this shout we are shouting, if all this we are saying are true. And they came, they saw, they heard from people, first-hand information from people, and they see people who were affected directly. But the most painful thing that is in the midst of all the things we are talking about, in the midst of all these fights we are fighting to be free, our own brothers who claim to be on the same path with us, our own brothers who claim to be fighting for the same freedom we are fighting for today, those are our brothers. What are they doing? They came behind, and they come from all directions and begin to say a different thing altogether. The person who has been claiming, who has been hiding and claiming to be the spokesperson of Biafra, that person called a journalist, instead of him making a case for the Biafran people, instead of him telling that journalist how they have killed members of IPOB, how Biafran people have been demonized, that man they call him more powerful, called that journalist and he began to blackmail Simon Ekpa. These are the same people that will come and tell you that they are fighting for Biafra. They will come and tell you they are fighting for Biafra. They will come and tell you they are working for you. They will come and tell you that they need Biafra. And now, that man you are fighting was able to send a journalist, push a journalist from his own country down to your own state to verify, an international media to tell the world what is happening. You have that opportunity to speak to him and tell them what is happening. Instead of you to tell them how Biafrans are suffering, what the Biafrans are going through, what a more powerful did was to begin to condemn Master Simon Ekpa. To begin to tell the journalists about the division in IPOB, that Master Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB. To begin to lie to the journalists. Master Simon Ekpa, that every one of us know, that is a full member of IPOB, a sworn oath member. Master Simon Ekpa was working hand in hand with Master Nnamdi Kanu before his kidnapped. Even if you think that Master Simon, you don't like him, even if you don't like Master Simon Ekpa, you hate him. But now look at an opportunity for you to make a case for your own people. Why do you have to bring the case of different division that you have among you? Why do you have to bring your own hatred on a person? Use your own hatred to begin to send to the international community. What do you take to achieve? What do you take to achieve to send those signals to the world and tell them that you and your brother, you're having quarrel, that you don't like him? He's not a member of IPOB. He's fighting for himself. This is how confused and how evil these people are. But at the same time, they will come out and claim and preach and tell you that they are fighting for you. They will come out and send out propaganda and all blackmail and say, Master Simon Ekpa is doing nothing, that is causing confusion. But the same man you are accusing of causing confusion was able to bring down a journalist to come and verify on the ground for some information. And what you did was to destroy the whole thing by your propaganda. You couldn't be able to open mouth and say a reasonable thing. Even after the journalists have gone to people to speak to Biafrans one-on-one, you only ended up to call that journalist and begin to blackmail Master Simon Ekpa. And you think that will not lead them anywhere. That will only help to destroy them the more. As I've always said, that every attack they make against us is going to come before them. Every attack they make against us will come after them. That is the situation we are seeing today. How can somebody How can somebody, after seeing those things that is happening, after seeing what is happening today, you will still open your mouth and begin to say you are in support of this people, or maybe you are following the so-called Department of Saboteurs? So, my beloved brothers and sisters, every one of us must not allow ourselves to be distracted. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, don't allow yourself to be distracted. People are going to try to distract you, but you must pay attention to the situation at hand. You must pay attention to what is going on. You must not allow somebody to direct you to some places that the angle that you know is not going to make any headways. Do not allow that. They are bringing their propaganda using their international media. The international media will come today and they will be talking and preaching that Master Simon Ekpa is standing against a democratic right. These same people were there. They were there. All this while, Biafra land has been on fire. Lives have been destroyed. Lives have been destroyed. People's property are burnt by the military themselves. They have never, ever reported it. Today, they claim in their media, you see them reporting in their media that Master Simon Ekpa is creating chaos. Master Simon Ekpa is creating problem. Master Simon Ekpa is the one causing problem everywhere. But go to their media, go to the social media and see the present situation of the country where there is chaos everywhere. What is causing it? It is the government that is causing the chaos. Everybody you see on the street protesting today, destroying banks and destroying properties, they are doing that because of the policy of the government. That is the obvious truth. But an international media will come and begin to speak evil. They cannot come on the ground to investigate. They will come and begin to tell lies against the people because they have been bought over. Because you've been bought over. Simply because you are bought over, you sell your conscience and you never sell the truth anymore. Including the protests you are seeing today, about the suffering of the people, the change of the currency and the policy of the government, that people are protesting on the streets today in the whole part of that country. They are still blaming it on autopilot. They are still blaming it on Master Simon Ekpa. On Biafra land, we have taken our decision long before now. Our Supreme Namazi Nandekano took the decision long before now, and it is our democratic right. Long before now, Mazi Nandekano said that we no longer participate in election after we gave them that chance in the past election. After we gave them that right last time to exercise whatever they want to exercise, and they threw it away. Mazi Nandekano made it clear that we will never ever participate again. And that is our democratic right. And now the time has come. The Biafran people are holding on to that democratic right to exercise it. Spokesperson Master Simon Ekpa is announcing the decision of the Biafran people. And some people are making up some other noise, or we are making up lies from all angles, from all corners, including calling him names. And you think that will change the narrative. It will not change the narrative. The same people that will tell you about human rights, the same people will tell you about rights. At the same time, they will be there abusing your oath and stampeding your own right. They are able to stampede your right because you are not able to hold on to your right or speak your right. That is why they are stampeding on your right. And how long will you continue to allow them to continue to stampede on your right? How long? How long should we continue to go on that path? The Biafran people have made their choice that they want to demonstrate their own rights, their own democratic rights. They want to exercise their own democratic rights. Why is it now a crime for a people to decide to demonstrate their own democratic rights, to exercise it? How is it a crime? And what they always do is that they use their media to begin to paint the people who are good evil. They begin to paint people evil, begin to paint people bad. The same man that is standing for every one of us, the same man that is there today making a case for you and I, you see people coming out right against him. Okay, look at the person you said that is working for the government, coming to the side of saboteurs. Every Every time go to their platform, they will say he's working for the government. He's being paid by the government. He's being sponsored by the government. He wants their brother to fail. And today, that same man in his own area has been able to motivate the media, journalists from his own country, international journalists, to fly into Biafra land, to come on the ground and hear and see things by themselves. Not just believing what he said. They came on the ground to see things for themselves. And the same people who were calling him, what did they do? They put a call to that very journalist. And they are busy telling the journalist that Master Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB. What has Master Simon Ekpa, being a member of IPOB, got to do with the freedom of Biafran people? What has Master Simon Ekpa, not being a member of IPOB, what has it got to do with the suffering and the dying of Biafran people? What has it got to do with it? Just tell me, what has it got to do with it? You have an opportunity that an international journalist come on the ground to discuss with you and hear from you what the Biafran people are facing. The only thing you could remember is to blackmail Master Simon Ekpa. Even when you know that what you are saying is a blatant lie. Our Supreme Master Nanekano say, if you know anything you will do to bring Biafra, go ahead and do it, regardless where you belong. Mazen Nandekano opened his arm. He was ready to work with everybody. Mazen Nandekano, before his kidnap, was working very, very closely with Master Simon Ekpa, including going to some secret meetings that he didn't even go with these people that are claiming to be Alpha and Omega today. These people that are claiming to be Alpha and Omega, Mazen Nandekano did not take them to some of the secret meetings that he took Simon Ekpa. That alone should have spoken volume to them. That alone should have been a nail to their attitude. But are they going to listen? They have refused to listen. They continue to blackmail Master Simon Ekpa. If you don't like him, at least he has been able to, you have been able to create awareness up to the extent that journalists begin to fly from abroad, to come from Biafra land, from Finland to be precise, come to Biafra land and speak to Biafran people. When was the last time you had such? When was the last time you had that journalists came to Biafra land to the people? Except the one that the documentary that our brother in Israel came to do, which they even arrested him in the process. They arrested him and they detained him before he was released. When have you seen a journalist come to Biafra land to interview Biafrans about the true situation of things? And now you got that opportunity, you begin to destroy it. You did not work for it. You did not plan for it. You did not put any effort to bring that person. Someone else did that work to bring that journalist to Biafra land. You that claim to be a Biafra that is fighting, those one that is in Switzerland, how many have you been able to meet your common counselor in Switzerland? A common counselor, your own council where you live in Switzerland, were you able to go and meet them and discuss the matter of Biafra? Have you been able to make them to speak about Biafra? Which media house in that place have you been able to convince to talk about Biafra? For how many years that you've been there? Because you have been there before Master Simon Ekpa. You've been there for more than a decade. What effort have you made to make sure that Switzerland government begin to talk about this struggle of Biafra? The one that is in Kuwait. On which planet will you be able to convince Kuwait or what any journalist there to come to Biafra and see what is happening? Those that are in Germany, have you been able to convince anybody from Germany to come to Biafra land? There are so many media there. The ones in the UK, the ones in the US. How many of you have been able to convince a media house, a journalist to come to Biafra land and get first-hand information? How many of you was able to go and make the case of Biafra in their parliament, even in their own council, local council? None. None of you. But the only man standing who is making everything, trying everything possible to make sure that the world gets the true story of what is going on. You are busy destroying his work.